We are coming up on 7:59 on the morning after. Lots of hazard markers, high water, standing water, slides, down trees, too many to mention. Some of the most significant, Highway 6, the Oregon Coast Range, that's closed right now west of Glenwood because of a landslide. Also, Highway 211 east of Molalla closed due to high water because of the Molalla River flooding, and through Oregon City. 99 East still closed right now between 2nd and 10th Street due to high water. At least at this point, Rod, I can show you the freeway drive is still in pretty good shape.
It may be a completely true statement to say nearly all of our rivers, except for not the Willamette, not the Columbia, but the rest of them have all been at least close to flood stage. Many have reached flood stage. The Wilson River had a crest at 10:30 last night. That's now on the way back down. The Clackamas River going into the Oregon City area is about 6 feet above flood stage. That could be above flood stage until 10 o'clock tonight. So the forecast just calls for typical scattered showers today, but we are watching the ongoing hazard out there of high river water.
We are at High Rocks in Clackamas County this morning, where tree after tree is flooding down the Clackamas River. We'll have all the updates on those flood stages, when they'll recede, and what we're seeing out here so far this morning.
We're also keeping tabs on the big pipe this morning as the city of Portland issues a combined sewer overflow advisory. How long? They're warning people to stay away from the Willamette River coming up.
All this because we saw rain dump across our area yesterday. As the rain moves away, the flood risk remains. Rod Hill will have the true details in your forecast as we kick off the 8 o'clock hour of Sunrise. Good morning, and thank you for joining us live at 8 o'clock. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. Where's Chris McGinnis? Where's Rod Hill? There they are. Joining us now, again, this is a Weather Impact Alert Friday. So, Rod, we start with your forecast.
So, for most of you, I mean, the big headline is the atmospheric river, as expected, dropped to our south last night in the middle of the night. That's all the way down to California. Now moving forward, we just have typical scattered showers. There's no more hazard risk building from any of the weather coming in today. However, as Drew mentioned, we still have the KGW Weather Impact Alert up because primarily of river flooding, and that can, for some of you, lead to detours and hazardous high water spots. And that will continue in some cases, like we're tracking closely the Clackamas into Oregon City today, where river levels will remain above flood stage much of the daylight hours. Here we are looking at our state capital, 44 degrees. That looks nice and quiet. Portland really has dried out quickly. We're at 39 right now. Wind stay will be west, just kind of typical breezes to 15 or 20 miles per hour. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 40s later this afternoon. Snow level is 3,000 feet. Cascade passes show snow cover at this hour. Here's Chris.
And an update to that, Rod. Now, traction tires or chains required heading over the passes. It's just saw a bunch of trucks there chaining up in government camps. So there's a live look right now up at Highway 26 there. The freeway drive is in good shape, but elsewhere getting onto state highways and roadways across the region. I mean, all of these markers represent various hazards. Some of the biggest, most impactful, Highway 6. This closed early this morning because of a landslide west of the Glenwood area. Hopping over to Clackamas County, in the Shady Dell area specifically, the Molalla River is raging through that area, and Highway 211 is closed because of that high water, milepost 15 to milepost 17. Guys, back to you.
We do have another traffic alert here, Chris. In Tillamook County, Highway 101 is closed where North Main meets First Street all the way north to the Fred Meyer. And the Wilson River Loop also closed this morning. So both of these closures mean the only detour available is really not even close to these spots. It's through Banks and Highway 26.
We're also keeping track of the power outages that are still happening across our area. PGE right now reporting 6,500 customers without power. Pacific Power reporting 3,200 customers in the dark this morning in Oregon. And Clark Public Utilities now reporting under 1,000 customers without power. Crews have been working hard the past few days to help get people's lights back on.
This is one of those all hands on deck situations where we've been out all night and we're going to stay out until everyone is back up and running.
All right, from there we have some school closures and delays to pass along here. The Canby School District, this is new to us. The Canby School District is on a 2-hour delay this morning. We've been reporting as well that the Molalla River School District, the Lincoln County School District, and Cascade School Districts all closed for the entire day. If you want to keep up to date on school closures and delays, you can go to kgw.com/closings.
In Clackamas County, a mandatory level 3 go now evacuation has been issued along the Molalla River just east of Molalla in the Shady Dell areas.
So we can take a map of this area here. The evacuation order covers homes along Shady Dell Road and Fawn Lane. The county says there is an extreme risk for that neighborhood. Other parts of Clackamas County also at risk. People who live near the Clackamas River are preparing for the worst when it comes to possible flooding.
So Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joined us live from the lower Clackamas River at High Rocks. Thomas, it looks like it is just roaring behind you.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best way to describe it, China, is it's just absolutely roaring all morning long here along High Rocks in Gladstone. I'm going to step off so you can see what's going on behind us. Look at these rocks. It looks like rapids out here this morning. Just a few minutes ago, we saw actually tree after tree after tree push down this river. You can see just remnants of little logs here just moving by very, very quickly. I actually want to say on the shot, we got another one coming up right here. In just a few seconds here, you'll see another one of these tree logs just kind of, you can see it coasting along the river, moving very quickly. This morning, a couple hours ago, we also saw a dumpster. So this is really the most significant movement we've seen anywhere in Clackamas County, leaving a lot of people concerned after we saw very heavy rainfall yesterday. It's not just Gladstone. We're talking about Carver, Oregon City, Estacada, all areas of concern and areas that Clackamas County is watching carefully. Residents as well keeping a close eye as these flood watches are going on. Here's what one woman in Carver told us yesterday.
But right now I'm kind of counting the feet the river are up. I think I'm going to be sleeping with my big, huge flashlight. And like I said, I'm going to be watching it because when it comes to a certain point, then I think any intelligent person would go.
Yeah, look, she's not the only one watching either. Even just out here at High Rocks for the past few minutes, we've seen a lot of people come by, take pictures, keeping a close eye on what's going on. We've seen that all across Gladstone and Oregon City this morning. Now we're expecting the Clackamas River to crest around 10 o'clock this morning. It will not dip down below flood stage until about 10 p.m. tonight. As Rod was just telling us a couple of minutes ago, look, a lot of rivers besides the Willamette and the Columbia are in flood stage watch right now. The Clackamas, of course, as you can see, maybe the main one in our area with it just pummeling down river toward the Willamette, something that we're going to keep a close eye on all morning long. Clackamas County also says the best way to keep watch of this is either on their flood page website, or also the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office has an app people can get and check out flood conditions there as well. Drew, China.
All right, Thomas Schultz with some great coverage for us all morning long right there along the Clackamas River. And we also have this new video to share with you now. It shows first responders rescuing a person and their dog along the Sandy River. So this happened over in Troutdale near the Lewis and Clark State Recreation Site. Again, this is earlier this morning. Emergency crews were initially called just after 4 o'clock to look for 2 missing people and a dog. They believe the people are homeless. Corbett Fire had some help finding them with drones and also with first responders coming in from other local agencies.
We're also keeping an eye on Johnson Creek, where there is a flood warning in spots over there. Gauges show the creek is already into minor flood stage, particularly to the east in the Powell Butte and Sycamore area. Some people we talked to say that they are watching things very closely.
Definitely flooding, some of it getting up to people's houses and things like that. So, if we can help out to prevent that, that's what we're here for. So.
The city has free sandbag filling stations open, including at Lent Park.
We're also keeping an eye on the Willamette River. A look at the big pipe system here in Portland shows that it's at 59% capacity this morning. That number is coming down. I believe it was at 76% when we started the Sunrise Show in the 5 o'clock hour, so that number is improving. Yesterday afternoon, the city did issue a combined sewer overflow advisory for the Willamette. So this advisory covers the stretch of river downstream of the Ross Island Bridge. Increased bacteria levels mean that everyone should avoid any contact with that part of the river during the overflow period and for another 48 hours after it ends. All recreational activities, whatever it may be, kayaking, paddleboarding, anything else, are out at this moment. Can you believe it? Christmas is just 6 days away at this point, and that means this weekend is going to be a busy one for holiday travel.
So AAA, you won't believe this, says this year's holiday travel could break records.
What?
That's wild.
Didn't they say that last year?
I think also every year dating back to like 91.
Okay.
But Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson has the latest from PDX.
Well, the Port of Portland predicts just over 950,000 travelers will pass through Portland International Airport over the next 2.5 weeks. Now, today and December 28th are expected to be the busiest travel days for PDX. That local surge is part of a much larger national picture. AAA is predicting 122 million people will travel between December 20th and January 21st, setting a new record. Around 90% of travelers will be driving, but air travel is expected to hit new highs with more than 8 million people boarding flights nationwide. And AAA says nationwide the busiest travel days kick off tomorrow and on Sunday, and then there's another big day after Christmas. Now this morning we spoke with travelers who say even though we're still 6 days out from Christmas, they already got notifications this morning that their flights were delayed.
The busier airport, so that's cool, but our flight was already delayed. So we're like, we have to, you have to be on a ship at a certain time. So
if you're traveling through PDX, airport officials recommend getting here at least 2 hours in advance to make your flight. Back to you.
Turning back to our weather impact alert today with a look at our Oregon Zoo Skycam. The sun is peeking up this morning at 8:10 on your Friday.
It's a promising look out there, Rod Hill.
We have the sun, yes. Again, today, just like that, the atmospheric river is gone. It's down into Northern California. And we have a pretty nice, just typical December day ahead. Partly cloudy skies, scattered showers coming and going, temps in the 40s, a little bit of a noticeable west breeze at times, that's it. Now, you're going to notice the red on our graphics, the impact alert. Understand this is tied to the river flood warning. So for some folks out there, this is impactful. Some of the high water spots and detours and road closures and that type of thing. For the most part, Chris has been reporting the freeway drive is fine. And the city really overall, away from the rivers, drained a lot of this water pretty quickly last night. Remember, we had over 2 inches of rain come down just in Portland. The Weather Service still has a flood watch up in green into tomorrow. Again, that's specifically tied to the individual river flood warnings. Most area rivers will be getting back under flood stage during the day. Today's river levels will start to go down, so that's good news. There's the atmospheric river now down into California. That's really gotten out of here quickly. It did end up being what the models were suggesting, about a 24-hour event of intense rainfall yesterday afternoon into the evening that dumped around 2 inches of rain in Portland and had some higher amounts. I think it was near 3 inches that fell by the time you get down to Eugene. 37 Hillsborough and Beaverton. We've opened up the partly cloudy skies as we saw, and that's allowed temperatures to really fall off this morning. 35 up in Battleground. Salem holding at 44. Later today, it's highs in the 30s for some of you in eastern Oregon, and then we've got 40s at the coast with scattered showers, and the same thing here in the valley. Tomorrow, I think, is a fewer shower day, and then rain picks up somewhat on Sunday. But as you look at the 7-day, no strong, impactful weather systems anywhere to be found. Most days we'll continue to see a snow shower at 3,000 feet, which is what we're seeing today. And that is your update. Here is Chris.
Updates to pass along now. Highway 30, the historic Columbia River Highway, closed west of Vista House because of a landslide. Also, wanted to get you back to Highway 35. We've had intermittent reports of slides or down trees. Now I'm hearing, at least based on ODOT, that Highway 35 essentially is closed from about halfway from Hood River all the way to Highway 26 because of what sounds like multiple landslides east of the Highway 26 junction. So that's a no-go right now. Also out in the Oregon Coast Range, of course, we've been mentioning this. This happened this morning. Highway 6 is closed because of at least one landslide west of the Glenwood area. There is no local detour around that. And back into Clackamas County, again, raging water in the Molalla River right now has Highway 211 closed between milepost 15 and 17. We also have a closure of 99 East still through Oregon City between 2nd Street and 10th Street because of high water. After all of that, to Rod's point earlier, the freeway drive, look at it, it's dry and it's wide open. I-5 through North Portland actually looks pretty good. Drew, back to you.
Thank you, Chris. Well, it's back again, the annual PBOT Snowplow naming contest. Will anything top some of this year's winners like Plowy McPlowface? We'll let you know how you can submit your votes coming up on The Sunrise Show.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
In Tillamook, gusty winds tore out part of the roof of a historic hangar.
Yeah, the Air Museum is now closed at this point indefinitely. KGW's Devin Haskins went to Tillamook for a closer look.
The Port of Tillamook Bay, which manages the hangar here at the Tillamook Air Museum, says it's too dangerous to get up top to assess the damage. Right now, there is a gaping hole up there left from the windstorm from earlier this week. High winds tearing a hole in the roof of Hangar B at the Port of Tillamook Bay early Wednesday morning. A gaping hole 160 to 180 feet long.
And it's probably 30 feet wide at the widest part. It is letting rain in. We have cleared out some of the area.
Michelle Bradley is the GM for the port. She says while nothing was damaged inside and no one was injured, the concern remains for what's still hanging from the roof.
The outside roof didn't blow off. It just folded over. So now it's hanging down, which creates an even more a bigger safety issue on the outside. So we don't know how to get that piece down, and that's what we're trying to evaluate right now.
This isn't just any building. It's a historic building built in the 1940s when the U.S. was at war.
It's almost 83 years old. The Navy built it in World War II.
Bradley says the port has explored rehabbing the hangar in the past, but says it's complicated and expensive.
There's a lot of moving parts to it. It's on the National Register, so you have to have historic considerations. The permitting, it already has a few layers of roof, so you know the roofing rules may be different.
As Tillamook continues to get hammered with rain, the port says any fix to one of the few blimp hangars left in the country will need to wait.
There's nothing we can do, especially if we're expecting more 55-mile-an-hour gusts, because it might take that piece off.
The port says it'll be about another week before they can safely get up there to assess the damage. In Tillamook, I'm Devin Haskins, KGW News.
I hope we don't lose that building.
No, for sure,
It really
Rod.
is historic. I've been there. Yeah.
For sure. Before we get to Rod and his weather forecast, we do have this story. Remember this? It's back, baby. PBOT, the Portland Bureau of Transportation, asking Joe Q Public to help name some of its snowplows again. This is the second year they're putting the call out after they received over 4,000 submissions last year in naming some of these snowplows. So here's the timeline. You have until January 5th to submit name ideas. In early January, PBOT staff will select what they think are the top 20 names, and from there, Portlanders have about a week to vote for their favorites. The final results come out in early February. There are some rules. Names must be 25 characters or less. There's no limit on how many name ideas you can submit, but they do have to be work appropriate, which I know is hard for people like Rod Hill and China Green. For more details, you can check out the City of Portland's website. But last year there were some good ones, I'll say. Plowy McPlowface, I remember, was the name of one.
Yep.
I liked Salt and Thaw.
That was a good one.
That was good.
Yeah.
So they're doing it again. so popular, they had to bring it back.
Back by me.
I'm happy because I know some of you are blaming me, the weather person, for the lack of snowfall up in the mountains and the lack of winter weather generally so far into this December.
Well, duh.
But now we know that PBOT is not doing this contest until January 1. So they are the ones that have pushed off winter. It is their fault. And with that, I go to the weatherman.
Man, Rod Hill rests his case.
Okay, here we go. We do have a pretty good atmospheric river going into Northern California right now. This is the channel of the heavy rain that dropped to our south and cut us off overnight. So it did turn out to be, as advertised, an intense but short-lived, about 24-hour rain event. And it did drop a record 2 inches of rain for the date here in Portland. Now look at all the scattered showers. This is really convincing. See them just lined up. They're moving, coming in. So we do have breaks in the cloud cover. Maybe where you are, you've looked out your window and you've seen some brightness this morning. This will be a typical sunbreak scattered shower day moving forward with temps in the 40s here on the west side, just typical west breezes. Chinook Winds Casino Resort in Lincoln City, 42. Farther south, Newport. Oh my goodness gracious. Your weather observation yesterday had a 50-mile-per-hour wind gust or greater every single hour starting at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning through 4 in the afternoon. Despite all of the wind warnings that come and go, we don't have that many events that give us like 8 hours of solid 50-mile-per-hour winds along parts of the coast. We had that yesterday. Of course, the Weather Service had the high wind warning up for the Central Coast, including Lincoln County yesterday. All of that is gone. I want to show you this one. This is Indian Creek Golf Course out in Hood River. This is one area of the forecast where I was absolutely off base yesterday, and for that I apologize. Hood River never warmed up yesterday. They started the day around 32 and they stayed there all day. This golf course was covered with light snow at one point, but now it has warmed up and all of that is gone. Here's the Rose City with some bright sunshine illuminating, 39. The breaks in the cloud cover have really allowed some sharp drops in temperatures in just the past couple of hours. 40 up in Kelso now. Astoria 42, Bend 42. Nobody's freezing on this map here in Oregon. Spokane up north is at 32. Futurecast, we do have the snow level. See the blue and the white at 3,000 feet over the Cascades. Looks to me like there could be an additional 3 to 6 inches of daytime snow up there. We had the snow yesterday, then the rain. And then we got snow again early this morning, so the passes are showing snow cover. Scattered showers continuing today. Still some showers around tomorrow. I still think tomorrow overall is a quieter day with fewer showers than whatever we end up with today. Today's high temperature about 47 degrees. Again, a west breeze, some breaks, scattered showers. The impact alert primarily tied to the high water concerns tied to the river flooding. All right, 47 tomorrow. Rain picks up a bit on Sunday, but there are no strong weather systems here. These are all days that generally look to be a quarter of an inch of rain or less. Christmas Day right now, 47, a few showers. But the big headline is that PBOT has pushed back the winter season until January 1. Not the weather forecaster. Here is Chris McGinnis.
Way to pass the buck there, Rod. That's what you did there. All right. Hey, heads up, TriMet Red Line right now. TriMet reporting red line delays up to 15 minutes because of an earlier mechanical issue at Gateway North. So if you're going to PDX via the red line, know that that's maybe get a little earlier start. Also, there is snow up on the mountain, and Highway 26 right now does have chain or traction tire requirements up near Government Camp. There's the live look right now at Government Camp. Just east of there, though, an update here. Highway 35 we're hearing is completely closed from the 26 junction to just south of the Parkdale area. So that's basically half of Highway 35 north of Hood River closed right now because of what sounds like multiple landslides. Thankfully, the freeway drive down low for the rest of us is in okay shape. 11 minutes gets you in from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. Drive times elsewhere are looking really good on the freeways right now. China?
Thank you, Chris. With Christmas now less than a week away, it can start feeling like crunch time if you need to buy gifts, see family, and still try to enjoy the season. Tips from the experts on how to manage all that holiday stress coming up.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
Healthier Together, sponsored by Regents Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oregon.
As the holiday season starts to wind down, stress levels are beginning to ramp up.
You stress me out. In this morning's Healthier Together, we're focusing on ways to manage that holiday stress. So Dr. Mike Franz, a board-certified child, adolescent, and adult psychiatrist, said 90% of Americans experience increased anxiety during the holidays. Am I stressing you out because I can't read?
A little bit right now, yes, yeah. I'm stressing.
Okay, so he says it's usually a mismatch between the expectations we think we need to meet and what we really want to do.
But if we're alone, it can be a time of extra loneliness. If we're struggling with grief or have anniversaries of loved ones' deaths around the holidays, this can trigger some sadness, some anxiousness. And then there's the financial pressures of the holidays.
And then your co-anchor, who's the pain in your left
Hey,
arm.
do me a favor. Do everyone a favor. Just read what's in front of you right now.
Apparently I can't. But with about half of people in the U.S. stressed about these family gatherings coming up, Dr. Franz says if you got loved ones who don't share your views, try to steer clear of those heated debates.
Thank you for that advice, China.
To manage stress and anxiety, he says, breathe.
Woof.
Take a moment for yourself. Stick to routines and healthy habits like eating well and exercising.
Oh boy.
Also, yeah, you're in trouble. Also consider volunteering. He says helping others can fill up your cup. Meantime.
Oh, more China.
More me. The American Academy of Pediatrics is losing millions in funding for grants that the federal officials say don't align with the Trump administration's priorities. The Department of Health and Human Services announced that it has terminated several grants to the organization that represents 67,000 U.S. pediatricians. AAP officials say that this will impact funding to programs dedicated to reducing sudden infant death.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW+. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW+. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended.
Good morning, I'm China Green. As we see flooding around our area, the warning is simple. Turn around, don't drown. If you come across standing or moving water, don't try to go through it. Just 6 inches of water is enough to sweep someone off their feet. Another reminder here, always assume down power lines are live and call 911 if you see one, and make sure that your gutters and drains are clear to allow water to keep moving. Headed over to Rod Hill for a look at weather.
Yeah, thank you, China, for that. By the way, the atmospheric river broke up last night as expected. Now we're in a scattered shower pattern. We're still under an impact alert because of the problematic high water areas, mainly tied to river flooding. The Clackamas River going into the Oregon City area, by the way, won't get below flood stage until at some point this evening, it looks like. So the rivers are running really high. Here's downtown Portland. We're at 39 degrees. You saw some sun. So moving forward, this is a partly cloudy, scattered shower day. Scattered showers for the weekend. I've got 47 today, tomorrow, and Sunday. No strong storm systems between today and Christmas Day.
Half hour of the Sunrise Show on a Friday morning. Yes, it's a Friday morning as we take this live look right now at our Timberline Lodge Skycam. Yes, we do have snow up there at Timberline Lodge. Not enough snow, though, to start the ski season, the ski and snowboard season. That has been one of our big headlines for the last several weeks. Of course, our biggest headline this week is all the rain that we've seen, both in the valley and along the coast. And I'm not going to lie to you guys.
Got it.
We're buying some time here to throw on some sweaters. Today is National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day.
Oh!
What are you ringing there?
I've got a bell on my sweater, man. I like this. There's the bell ringing right there. Ho, ho, ho!
Okay. You stand up on the desks, guys. You can go.
Oh yeah, you see my bell. I want my bell to ring.
You ring your bell?
Yes, I'm ringing my own bell.
Okay.
Stop ringing your bell.
Do you see what mine says?
What does yours say?
Scrooge. Oh, and it has a point my way?
You!
Oh, no, right past me to Chris. It's going right past me to Chris.
All right.
Scrooge.
What does the top say?
I'm with
Scrooge.
I love it.
I don't. Not so much.
That's a good movie.
Happy Friday.
You've never looked
sweater's
uglier.
actually nice. That's not an ugly
It's a
sweater.
nice, ugly sweater.
That's nice.
It's got a collar and everything.
I mean, this is
Very nice.
Preppy.
feeling flat.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Ring your bell again.
I like this. I may have my wife attach a bell to all of my sweaters.
Could you
Please
not?
go. Please. For the love of
Come
HR.
on.
Go ring your bell by yourself.
I'm gonna ring this.
private.
Ho, ho, ho! I didn't intend the bad visual there. That was not my intention. We've got scattered showers moving across the yard.
Pull it together, my friend.
There's our state capitol. We've got partly cloudy skies here. And actually, this turns into a nice day. Scattered showers, sun breaks. Chilly spots, 39 now at PDX. With the clouds breaking, it's visual. The temperature has dropped and shows off the chilly air mass. We do have snow over the passes this morning. Snow levels down to 3,000 feet. Temperatures in the 40s will be just kind of typical for this time of the year. In fact, some of you out east only in the 30s. And this showed the gorge warms up. The Dow's 43. Westman's in the gorge, maybe bouncing about 25, but nobody's really expected to be windy today. And here's the 7-day forecast. So in red, we have the impact alert for the river flooding that is ongoing. Outside of the river flooding, the event is totally over. Coming into the city, all is good. The roads have been in pretty good shape. And again, just scattered showers. No strong storm systems showing up through the upcoming week, including Christmas Day, which right now shows up at 47 degrees, like today, with a few scattered showers. And that is your update. Here comes Chris McGinnis.
Okay, Rodney, we have some red line delays. Just hearing this from TriMet that the red line is delayed to the airport because of some mechanical issues near Gateway North. So just be prepared for that. You know, if you're one of the thousands maybe taking TriMet to get to the airport, give yourself a few extra minutes this morning. All right, back to your freeway drive. We're actually not in too bad a shape out there this morning. Of course, we do have snow that has returned back to the Cascade Passes, and Highway 26 at this point does have traction tire or chain requirements. And I bring that up, maybe it's obvious, but if you get stuck and you need assistance, or if you create a wreck, you could be cited for not being properly equipped. Okay, meanwhile, east of there, Highway 35 now, we're hearing from ODOT, is closed because of what sounds like multiple slides between the 26 junction and just south of Parkdale. So Highway 35 is a no-go right now, north, or I should say south, of the Parkdale area. The freeway drive, we've got light volume out there on this Friday morning. The freeway drive is in pretty good shape. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Chris. We do have some breaking news to get to this morning out of Troutdale. A reported water rescue near the Sandy River.
So this is the second time this morning that we've seen first responders in this area. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson joins us live right now. Corey, what are you seeing out there?
Good morning, Drew, China. Yeah, right now what we know is we're told a person is stranded on a paddleboard on a floodplain near the Sandy River. This is a call that came in just after 7 this morning from the person that's stranded right now, saying that they no longer have their paddle. Now, emergency officials out here at this time right now assessing the scene. They're accessing that person via ground resources. There's also a drone flying overhead. So right now they're trying to reach them from Jordan Road, which is near I-84, as well as Ranch Dyke Trail in the 1,000 Acres area. About 9 emergency units are involved in this response, including Gresham and Corbett Fire and Rescues and the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office. Now, officials have classified this as a water rescue, but they tell me high water levels are making this rescue very difficult, and crews are having to wade in due to conditions. Officials tell us that this is also a known encampment area that the state has been working to clear for safety reasons. So it's definitely an active rescue at this time. Jordan Road down to 1 lane at this hour as emergency crews are out here working to access that person, even amid those high river levels. But as we work to learn more information, we'll continue to keep you updated. Back to you.
Corey, thank you. Meantime, in Clackamas County, a mandatory level 3 go now evacuation has been issued along the Molalla River just east of Molalla in the Shady Dell areas.
We can show you a map here to give you a better idea of where we're talking about. The evacuation order covers homes along Shady Dell Road and Fawn Lane. The county says there's an extreme risk for that neighborhood. Other parts of Clackamas County also at risk. People who live near the Clackamas River are preparing for the worst when it comes to possible flooding.
Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us from that area. Thomas, it has significantly changed since you were first out there at 5 a.m. to what it looks like behind you now at 8:30.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty astounding. It's basically the Clackamas River has turned into rapids out here at High Rocks in Gladstone. You can see that water all morning long just flowing through very rapidly along the river at a very high up too. We just spoke to a family who came out here to see what it looked like, and one of the women, well, the mom told us, look, this is 20 feet higher than it would generally be when we come out here. So very high along the Clackamas River. Public Works for Gladstone also just came here and put out these signs blocking off the roadway so people cannot go down toward the river. Obviously, you want to stay away from it. We have seen some people go out toward the river and down right next to it. Don't do that. That's not a good thing to be doing today. And look, it's not just Gladstone that's people are interested in keeping a close eye on it. We've talked to people in Carver, over in Oregon City. They're concerned. Estacade is concerned. Really all across Clackamas County, different people in different towns are keeping a very close eye on these conditions today. Now, as Rod's told us, we're expecting Clackamas River to crest around 10 o'clock this morning, with flood stage subsiding sometime this evening. But look, overnight we had people who were concerned about that flooding possibility. We spoke to a woman last night in Carver. Here's what she had to say.
Yes, if it comes up to the grassy area, I'm not too worried because it's done that before. But if it gets up to the roadway, that's when I'm probably going to leave.
Back out here live in Gladstone, you can see just the rush and hear the roar of Clackamas River. Pretty astounding. We've seen that all morning long. A lot of people saying, look, big flooding in 1996 out here. This is nothing like that, but a lot of comparisons being made this morning to that flooding that they saw in Gladstone 30 years ago. Clackamas County also saying there's a few ways to stay up to date on the latest information. One, they have a flood page website to check. They also have the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office, which has an app that's giving all the latest information for people to keep check and keep tabs on what's going on out here today. Drew, China.
Our Thomas Schultz reporting live for us this morning. Thank you, Thomas. We are also keeping a close eye on trouble spots on our roadways, including one on Northwest Kaiser Road in the Bethany area. A stretch of road there is shut down near Germantown because of high water. That's after the culvert filled with water, causing it to pool into the roadway.
The warning during flood times, pretty simple. Turn around, don't drown. So if you come across standing or moving water, just don't go through it. Just 6 inches of water is enough to sweep someone right off their feet. Another reminder, always assume that downed power lines are live. Call 911 if you see one, and whenever possible, make sure your gutters and your drains are clear. That allows water to keep moving.
Your time now is 8:39. Headed over to Chris McGinnis. Take a look at the roads right now.
Yeah, it's just all these hazard markers represent either lane closures, full closures for slides, high waters, down trees, etc. We're still dealing with the aftermath of that. And of course, some of the most active weather with the water still rising on the Molalla River, not far from Shadydale. Highway 211 remains closed for about 2 miles near Maxburg Road because of that high water. Back up to Highway 35, again on the east flank of Mount Hood. That's closed completely now because of what sounds like more than one landslide east of Highway 26. And this is a long closure that extends all the way up to just south of the Parkdale area. Again, Highway 35 through Hood River County, a no-go. And the other big highway closure, Highway 6 through the Coast Range, closed just west of Glenwood due to at least one landslide in that area. Our freeway drive, thankfully, is not in bad shape, Drew. Right now, we're rolling along at pretty close to a speed limit clip on local freeways heading into town for now. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Chris. Man, did you see the Seahawks game last night? NFL Thursday Night Football was one to remember. We're going to have all the highlights as the Seahawks battled the Rams for first place.
Hey, our team tests tons of products. We get rid of the rejects. We only bring you the best. And I love this one. It's called the Zippy Sweeper Pro. Take a look at it. And it's got this tri-brush technology here. It's very lightweight, cordless. So you can walk around the house. You just charge it with a USB-C, 30 minutes of use. And it can pick up almost everything. So let me turn it on for you here. Here are some Cheerios on the floor. Very common around my house. Picking them right up, no problem at all, right? And then here's another problem we have too. Come on down here for a second. This is my dog's dog bowl, and he's a messy eater. So we always have the pet food around too. So look at that, nice and easy. And it's really, really easy to use too. I've been playing with this for the last few days. Also picked up frozen veggies on the floor too. So it really does work. The other great thing about the Zippy Sweeper Pro, it really gets into places that you really wouldn't want to with a dust buster because it hurts your back. Look how easy this is, right under my coffee table, and I'm barely bent down at all. Very good for people with back problems like me.
And check out the light on it, showing you exactly where to find those hidden crumbs.
Oh, and I love this. When you're done, all you have to do is pull back this gray handle. Let me tilt this up so you can see it. And it all just comes right out into the trash, no mess. We have an amazing deal on this for you today. Normally, this is $129.99. Today, exclusive for our viewers, $69.99. That is a huge 46% off the retail price. You know it's gonna go. It's while supplies last. Scan the QR code on your screen or go to shoptvdeals.com.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Now that was a football game. First place up for grabs last night in Seattle as the Seahawks played host to the LA Rams. Thursday night football at its best, a wild one. So we go right to the fourth quarter. The Rams had a solid 16-point lead, but here come the Hawks. A 58-yard punt return plus the 2-point conversion cuts the Rams' lead to 8. Just a few minutes later, Seahawks quarterback Sam Darnold with the 26-yard touchdown pass. Oh yeah, hauling it in. And Seattle gets another 2-point conversion, so we're all tied up and we're heading to overtime. Now the Rams scored first in the extra period to go back up by 7. But here come the Hawks again. They score the touchdown, and then they go for another 2-point conversion. Do they get it? You better believe they do. That wins it. Extra point would have tied the game. Instead, they go for 2, and they win the game. 24 points for Seattle in the fourth quarter and overtime. They win it by a final of 38-37, and that puts the Seahawks in the driver's seat for top seed in the conference.
They would have lost the game right there if they had not gotten that conversion.
Yes, they could have gone for the tie and played it safe, but they went for either the win or the loss, and they...
Because at home, most teams, I think, traditionally would go for the tie.
So if they had... There was only about 3 minutes left in the overtime. It could have ended in the tie. I don't know. I think that someone told me that if the Seahawks ended up tied with the Rams, then the Rams get the tiebreaker. So
is that right?
Seahawks knew we have to win this one.
Well, they did. Holy cow.
They did that.
Here's to the Hawks. Weather forecast, just like that, we are all okay unless you live in one of those spots where the river flooding and high water from the rivers is causing difficulty for you, or you have some flooding issues from when the rain was coming in yesterday. Other than that, we are fine. The city seems to have drained the water pretty well coming into the downtown core. We did pick up over 2 inches. Remember, that was kind of what we were expecting, 2 inches of rain in a 24-hour period and then over last night, and that's exactly what happened. And the models were correct when they picked up higher amounts to the south of Portland. Eugene was just shy of 3 inches and far less up to the north. In fact, by the time you got up to Kelso, it was 1.51, only a half of an inch of rain yesterday, or shy of it in Seattle. We do have the impact alert still up today, mainly tied to the river flood warnings. Watch out for high water spots, potential detours. We haven't really had reports that I'm aware of any leftover ponding of water on roadways. So really, it's for the most part all about the rivers flooding. And one of the worst rivers in terms of how high above flood stage, I think it's 6 feet above flood stage, the Clackamas going into the Oregon City area, and that river not expected to get back below flood stage until 10 o'clock this evening. That's where Thomas Schultz has been reporting live for us this morning. Here's the atmospheric river flow that we had yesterday, but it dropped to our south. Now it's producing steady rain into California. We're back into a typical sun break, yes, scattered shower pattern. You see the showers lined up on radar nicely here. Actually, a lightning strike has been detected in just the past handful of minutes. Some nice blue, beautiful shot this morning. Lincoln City, Chinook Winds Casino Resort, 46 degrees there. This is pretty, oh my goodness. Water illuminating the Columbia River in a pretty colored gold tones, really. Traffic moving across the Interstate Bridge okay, and there's downtown getting some early morning sun bouncing off of the buildings. Down to 39. It's a chilly start, and the temperatures really dropped about 2 hours ago when the clouds started to break up somewhat. 37 in Bend. Everybody here in Oregon reporting above freezing temperatures currently. Futurecast just is going to pick up partly cloudy skies with scattered showers. Snow level up in the Cascades. The blue is at 3,000 feet. Yes, we have snow cover over the Cascade passes. Could be another 3 to 6 inches fall during the day today. So check conditions before you go up over the high country. And generally, give or take, the snow levels are going to continue to be about 3,000 feet daily with snow showers over the Cascade passes all the way into next week at this point. As you look at just scattered shower pattern, a few waves of rain coming through over the weekend, I think tomorrow will be certainly the drier day as opposed to Sunday. 40-degree temperatures up to 47 in Salem, 48 in Corvallis. West winds 10 to 15, maybe some occasional gusts up to about 25. Again, the impact alert mainly tied to the river flood concerns today. Tomorrow, 47 again, rain at times Sunday. I mentioned no big storms all the way through Christmas Day. This is pretty tame weather overall. Christmas Day showing up with a few showers and a temperature of 47. It is birthday time. All right, today's party starts with Tallulah, who is 4. Happy birthday to you. Such a sweet photo. And here comes Bodie, who is 6, laying out there on top of the hazelnuts. I don't know if that feels good. You seems happy about it. Happy birthday. Here's Berkeley, who is 21. Great big birthday today, I bet. Hope you have a great time with your friends and family. Aaron's a big 4-0. Happy birthday to you. You're still a youngin', by the way. Here comes Jeff, who is 61. Happy birthday. And one more, Anthony up in Vancouver, 75 years young today. Happy birthday to you. Hope you have a great time. Birthdays at KGW.com, and we'll celebrate with you. Here's Chris.
Okay, Rod, thanks for that. You mentioned the interstate bridge a couple of minutes ago. ODOT now putting out a warning with all the water that we've had that there could be more frequent bridge lifts of the interstate bridge and really any drawbridges across the region over the next couple of days because of the high water. Landslide right now on Highway 6 out in the Coast Range has that shut down just west of Glenwood. I was able to actually grab this snapshot from Gales Creek, and there you can see ODOT's out there without their with their big trucks basically telling everyone to turn around. In the heart of the valley here, 211, this is one of the areas that's also experiencing significant flooding with the Molalla River. That is closed near milepost 15. We'll be right back.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
All right, some more breaking news to get to this morning out of Troutdale. A reported water rescue right near the Sandy River.
So this is the second time this morning that we've seen first responders in this area. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson joins us live right now. Corey, what are you seeing out there?
Well, Drew, China, the good news is we just watched a person be ushered out of the area by emergency officials. So we told you earlier this morning a person was stranded on a paddleboard on a floodplain near the Sandy River. Emergency officials say they got that call from the person just after 7 this morning after they lost their paddle. Now, crews were trying to access them from Jordan Road near I-84, and just moments ago, emergency officials, it appeared, were able to access that person. They brought them into an ambulance. Emergency crews, it appears, are checking out that person now. Now, crews still remain on the scene. About 9 emergency units involved in this response, including Gresham and Corbett Fire and Rescues and Multnomah County Sheriff's Office. Now, they did classify this as a water rescue. I was told earlier by emergency officials that this was a difficult rescue because of high river levels and the conditions that it caused. They needed to wade into that floodplain in order to access that person. But again, within the last 5 minutes, they did walk that person away from the floodplain and out of this area and into an ambulance. So it appears that emergency crews are also packing up to leave the scene now.
All right, Corey Johnson live for us in Troutdale.
In a wrap of our top stories this morning, in Clackamas County, a mandatory level 3 go now evacuation has been issued along the Molalla River just east of Molalla in the Shady Dale areas. The evacuation order covers homes along Shady Dale Road and Fawn Lane. The county says there's an extreme risk for that neighborhood. We're also keeping a close eye on trouble spots on our roadways, including Northwest Kaiser Road in the Bethany area. A stretch of road there is shut down near Germantown because of high water. That's after the culvert filled with water, causing it to pool onto the roadway. And as we see flooding around the area, the warning is simple. Turn around. Do not go in it. If you come across standing or moving water, don't try to go through it. Just 6 inches of water is enough to sweep someone off their feet. Another reminder, always assume downed power lines are live and call 911 if you see one. And if you can, make sure your gutters and drains are clear to allow water to keep moving.
We do have the impact alert up today, primarily tied to the ongoing river flood warnings in the area. And for some of you, that is a hazard, perhaps some detours in your area. But otherwise, the weather event is over, and this is just a typical sunbreak scattered shower day. 47, similar weather tomorrow, and really no strong weather systems all the way into Christmas Day at this point.
We need a break. And we're getting one on the freeways anyway. The freeway drive is in fine shape, but just a reminder again, check tripcheck.com, KGW.com. The state highway blockages and closures are still coming in at this hour right now.
All right, wrapping up the 8 o'clock streaming hour of the Sunrise Show. My final show, co-anchoring with China Green. My final show, hanging out with Chris McGinnis. Rod and I will be here next week. So my final show with KGW News will be next Friday, the 26th. We've had a lot of fun today. We had that big highlight reel that we're posting online that tries to, as best we could, capture my 19 years here at the station. And if you missed it, right around 6:15, I poured my heart out, thanking the viewers. It was a moment that made China teary and made Rod even more teary-eyed.
I was faking it, but go ahead.
Oh, come on.
You might have an allergy.
It is not easy. I'll just say real quickly, because we have about 20 seconds left. It is not easy to say goodbye after you've been someplace for as long as I've been here. When I first got to Portland in the year 2000, I thought this is a 2-year stop, maybe 3 for my TV career, and it's ended up being an incredible 25 years. So one more time to the viewing audience, I say thank you. And I also say you can check out the Sunrise Show anytime you darn well please on KGW Plus.